everyone, it's Kamila. I hope you're all having a great day. If you're new here on the channel, we mostly do speed builds, and today I'm really excited to share this build with you guys and to finally do this voiceover. I've been teasing you this build for all week, I think. I've been talking about it on Twitter for a very long time and also Instagram a little, and I'm really proud of it. I'm really happy of the result. And this build has a place that is pretty close to my heart, I guess. I will explain it later, but yeah, just wanted to point out that this build is pretty important for me, so it would mean a lot if you left a little like or also a comment. So yeah, just wanted to say that right off the bat. And also, I know the time of this video can be a little scary. It's more than 40 minutes. I know I said recently that I didn't want to do videos that long, but I didn't want to cut this one in two parts. I didn't want to do like exterior and interior because I don't know, it just felt right to me to do it in only one video. And I promise that you will see a lot of interesting stuff. And it seems like it's only 2 levels, this house, but it's actually 6 levels. So there's a lot to see. So it's why it's 40 minutes. I did cut the most that I could, but it was a bit hard since there's a lot of different rooms and 6 levels, as I said. So I did cut the things that were a bit repetitive, like the bathrooms and everything. But I promise it's worth the 40 minutes. It's a very cool build, and normally I don't do voiceovers for all the video long because I am not really good at it, but this time I really want to push myself, and I have 4 pages of notes, so I might be able to do a lot of the time of the video with these notes, and maybe I will improvise later on. Maybe I will talk about the Star Wars pack that was announced yesterday. I feel like it's a pretty hot subject right now, but yeah, just wanted to say that in the beginning. So maybe just grab a little popcorn or maybe do something else while watching this video, maybe draw or anything, but I promise it will be interesting, and I'm really happy to present to you this build. So I noticed when I started the interior that I was already at 300k and maybe even more. So I thought, you know, it's a very cool build that I had in mind for a long time and that I want to do for a specific family. So I'm already proud of it, but why not try to do it 1 million build and do a challenge at the same time? So I decided to do that, and I did a 1 million simoleons mansion, and I succeeded to the challenge basically, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I did 2 very cool things at the same time, and I was really thrilled, and I was happy to be able to present this. And I'm not playing that much with the gameplay of The Sims 4. I feel like it lacks a lot of stuff. I know I'm not the only one, so you probably know already that it lacks a lot of things compared to The Sims 3. I'm pretty young, I'm only 20, so I didn't play The Sims 1 or 2, but I really liked The Sims 3 and I was playing a lot this game. I wasn't not only building, and yeah, I really liked it. And now when I play The Sims, I kind of get bored very easily. The only families that I played with and that I really enjoyed playing with were the occults one, and also the ones that I did to play with Get Famous, because it's just the type of thing that I like. I know some people aren't really thrilled about the Get Famous thing and also celebrities and everything in The Sims. Personally, I really like it. I love what they did with this pack. So yeah, it's pretty much the families that I'm playing with normally. So I decided to do one like that, and yeah, I decided to play with it not so long ago, and I didn't play that much with them because if you don't know me, well, I really like to play with good builds that I feel like are fitting well the style that I have for this family, the aesthetic that I want, and also, you know, big builds that are pretty detailed, and it's really important for me. So I really wanted to do a build that I would really love, and I searched for some builds on the gallery, but I never found something that was really pleasing me. And since I'm a pretty not experienced builder, I wouldn't say that, but since I really like to build, I decided to do it myself. I just said, why not? And I decided to do that. And I'm pretty happy I did because I had a lot of fun, but it did take a lot of time. So I know you are asking yourself right now, what is the family that I have and that I play with? So basically it's 3 Sims, 3 girls, and one of them is a vampire, one of them is a spellcaster, and the last one is a mermaid. So it may seem weird for some of you, and I just want to say right now that it's not a really occult themed build, because I really made sure that people that don't want to play with occults would really like to play with this build too, because I really wanted to make sure that people who don't have the occult thing in themselves, maybe they don't like to play with mermaids, vampires, or spellcasters, I really wanted to make sure that they would be able to download this build and play with it and not really notice anything that was very magic. So I did separate the magic stuff and the more traditional and normal stuff, I guess. And I will explain later why. But yeah, that's the family that I'm playing with. And at first, I just didn't know what I wanted to build for them because it's a bit tricky. You know, you have a vampire and a mermaid. It doesn't fit that much. It doesn't feel really well. But in the end, it was okay because I asked for help on Twitter and a lot of people gave me advices. I said, I don't remember exactly why, but I said that at first I wanted to do a penthouse in San Myshuno, but it just doesn't work for a mermaid because she would probably be she probably would want to live close to the sea, but I just didn't felt like Sulani was the best place for the other 2 members of the family. And my other concern was the spellcaster. I didn't want her to live in a modern house, so that's what I said, and I was basically asking for suggestions. And Simguru Jessica said, like me, she doesn't really feel like a spellcaster can live in a modern house. I think she said that she agreed with me, and they kind of go well in a Victorian style house, but I didn't want it to be that much Victorian. And I received a lot of messages that really helps me, and some people showed me colonial mansions. And that's what made me click. I really wanted to do that. I thought it could fit well both the mermaid and spellcaster and also the vampire too. So I thought it was perfect. And also someone said for the mermaid, it would be cool if it was in Windenburg, on the island. And I was like, oh yeah, perfect. It's a perfect place for her because there's an ocean, and even if she can't swim there, I thought maybe I can go in Sulani from time to time and also give her a bath in her bedroom. So I thought it was cool, and the sea is pretty close. In my mind as a player, I know that the Sims can't swim there in Windenburg, but there's a mod that will be, I don't know when it will be released, but someone did a mod and it will be very fun and you will be able to swim wherever you want in every world. So I thought that wasn't too annoying for me if they couldn't swim right next to their house. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. And I just wanted to talk about the family a little more in details because I have a lot of notes, as I said. So the vampire is called Lilia Vanoros, and I'm saying her name like that because I want it to be pronounced like that in the game too, in my mind. And I gave her the traits evil. I thought that she cares about the ones that she loves, but maybe she loves 3 persons, so I guess it counts evil, and the other people, she just doesn't care about them. And she's materialistic, and she's also gloomy, so she wants to be alone from time to time. And her aspiration is to be the most powerful vampire that is living. And I want to give her the job criminal or secret agent. You know, I think there's two branches in this career. You can choose a bad one. You know, if you're evil, you can choose the mean branch of secret agent. From what I've seen, so it would probably be one of these two careers. I'm not really sure, but yeah, that's it for Lilia. And she has black hair. She really loves makeup. She loves to wear purple or blue makeup that is really intense on her eyes, and she wears a lot of black. I will probably put photos of each one of these Sims on the screen while I'm talking about them because I want you to see them. I think I did a pretty good job with them, or at least it's like the perfect Sims that I had in mind. I know some people won't probably like them, but I really like them, and I think I really kind of captured what I wanted them to look like. So yeah, and I also thought, and that is pretty important because you probably imagined that Sims, well, the money isn't really coming from the sky or from the trees. So I thought that Lilia was the one that could have the heritage, and that's why they all have this gigantic mansion and beautiful house. So I thought that her family would be very rich, but they're all dead in a very tragic accident. So she was the one who got this magnificent mansion. And yeah, that's a bit the storyline that I got in mind. And the three girls are really close to each other, so that's why they live together. I just really like to do like trios of three girls. I just like to do households like that and play with them. I know it's not really the play style of some people. I personally really like to play with young adults or teens. It's what I enjoy the most. And then as the storyline advances, I kind of like them to have kids, but at first I always start with young adults, and that's what I really like to do. Then the second sim is a spellcaster, and her name is Meira Ravenwolf. I know it's a bit cliche, but I just like it, so that's what I went with. She's self-assured. She's also a little mean. That's the traits that I gave her, and she's also very active. She loves plants, so that's why I did a very big greenhouse, as you can see. And her aspiration is that she wants to know everything about magic. And this one has also a profession. So of course she sells like some of her plants because, you know, she has a lot, but also she's doing them because she's doing potions and everything. But she's really busy because she also has this career that is to be an actress, and she's really well known. Like I thought she could be very well, basically that she's a celebrity, but no one knows that she's a spellcaster, so it's a big secret that she really needs to keep, because in the world that I imagined, you can't really say freely that you're an occult sim. I just thought it worked best for my storyline, but you know, some people aren't playing like that. And yeah, that's it for the spellcaster, and you may hear me like turn the pages because I have a lot of notes. And yeah, the third sim is the mermaid. She's called Aprilyn Earnshaw. Maybe you didn't hear of that name before. I don't know if it's only in French, or I don't even know which language it came from. But yeah, Aprilyn, and she's really romantic, self-absorbed, and creative. So I thought that her aspiration could be to have a lot of dates and meet a lot of different sims. And I thought that she could be an influencer or a photographer. So she's really, really into appearance. So I gave her a lot of makeup in her bedroom. You will see that later on. But I thought that, yeah, it's really what is important to her, what she's showing to people from her appearance. And also she really likes to meet some guys or girls because she really likes both, and I thought that she could have a lot of dates. So yeah, just a very interesting character, and I tried to give each of them like at least one flaw because I just think it makes Sims more realistic. And it's a bit disappointing that you can only give them 3 traits. I think we had like 5 in Sims 3. I don't remember, but it was way more than that, and it was better in my opinion. The Sims had more character that way, and yeah, I just think it doesn't really make sense to be able only to put 3 traits, but you know, it's just my opinion. So as you can see, it's a pretty different and weird household. I don't know if a lot of people like my playstyle. I don't think so. But yeah, as I said at the beginning, I know some people aren't really interested to play occults, so I really made sure to make the house pretty neutral and only put some rooms that are pretty easily deleted for you to be able to play without occult sims if you download this house. So what I did was that I did a secret room for the spellcaster that is only in the basement. So if you don't want this secret room for the spellcaster or anything, you can just delete it very easily and it won't have any impact on the rest of the house. And yeah, that's basically it. And also the bedroom of the vampire is also in the basement and you can delete it pretty easily, and it looks very magical and pretty scary, I could say. I just thought it made sense to put this bedroom in the basement because vampires don't really like sun, as you probably know. So yeah, these are the only 2 rooms that are more magical. I know I did put these fireplaces that came with Realm of Magic, but I figured that it's easily replaceable or removable. Other than that, it's pretty neutral and like a normal house, normal colonial house. So yeah, I don't know if you're interested to see the more magical version that I will do, because I will do another version for myself, and by that I mean that I will probably change some clutter to make it more magical for my Sims, but it won't be that different. So I'm not sure if you would want to see this version. If someone tells me that they want to, I will do it and I will upload the 2 in the gallery, on the gallery. But yeah, just wanted to know if it's something that you want to see. It wouldn't be that different, to be honest, because I think I included pretty much everything that was really necessary for me. But what I'm thinking of is more Realm of Magic objects or vampires objects. So that's more what I was thinking about. And I think that is probably the biggest build on my channel ever. Well, I just know it is. Let's be honest. I never did a 1 million build on my channel, and also it has 6 levels or 6 floors, so it's pretty big. But it's not the biggest build that I made in my life, and I will tell you why. I have a little story. So the person that made me discover The Sims was my best friend when I was a kid, and I think I was probably like 8 years old or something like that. I don't really know. And we played a lot of Sims together, so when I was going at her house, we were playing on her computer, and the same when she was coming at my house. And by playing The Sims, I mean we were building houses, of course. That's what I really like to do the most. And sometime we did a very big house that had 4 gigantic floors that are even bigger than this one. And we did like gigantic balconies. We had, I think it was a household of 8 Sims, so there was a lot of bedrooms, and each kid had their own ensuite bathroom and also their own office, so it was pretty big and detailed. And I remember that when I was playing Sims 3, I had CC furniture. Now I'm only downloading CC for my Sims. I don't really like to use CC for furniture and to decorate. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't know why. It's not really what I want, and also in my builds I don't want to have to upload the CC lists. It's not really a thing that I'm willing to spend my time on. But yeah, I had a lot of CC, so we placed a lot of different plants, a lot of different clutter. I remember it was very long. I think we probably spent hours on this build, and it took like weeks because she was coming to my house to do it. And you know, I had a pretty old PC that wasn't really the best. And when we finally finished the build, we couldn't even upload it to the Sims 3 gallery. I don't know how it's called anymore, but we couldn't upload it because it just didn't work. There was too much details and we couldn't even play with it. So it was super disappointing. We had spent like hours on this build and we couldn't even like open the save that we had and that this build was in. So I don't know if the problem was the game or my computer or maybe a mix of both, but it just didn't work. So it was super sad. I remember it was really sad. And now obviously this build is pretty big and has a lot of details too, maybe even more than the build that I was talking about that I did with my friend. So if you don't have a very good computer, you might have problems running your game while you're on this build. At the end, when I was doing the landscaping and the backyard, it started to be a bit laggy, and I have a very good computer. So I don't know if you turn down a little the graphics, maybe it could help. But maybe that if you keep every single object and you don't delete some, it will be a bit laggy. So if you don't have a very good computer, I recommend that you delete some of the details that aren't too important, and maybe it will run smoothly that way, or maybe turn down a little the graphics. But that's just a little advice. I don't know if you have a good computer or not. I just want to talk about these little baskets that I did hanging from the ceiling. I used the toddler stuff fairy lights pole. You know, you have the fairy lights, but you also have the pole that comes separately. So I used that. I sized it down once, and then I just placed them higher as the baskets were. So yeah, I just thought it was cute, and I saw one of my friends do that recently in her videos. Julia Builds, you probably know her. I will put her channel in the description. She's a very good builder, but she did that with a swing on her tree. So I just thought that it would be cute to do that with these little gemstones. I thought it looked great, especially in this spellcaster one. And as you can see right now, we're on the second bedroom that is for the mermaid. So I really wanted it to be with a lot of pink, white, blue and yellow. So it was a bit tricky to do this color scheme in the bedroom. So I did cut the part where I was trying to, you know, figure out the wallpapers and floorings. But as you can see, I kind of went with the same wallpaper as in the rest of the house for behind the bed, and I just thought it made perfect sense. I thought it fit well, and as you can see, I'm putting a lot of makeup there. There's also a lot of shoes. She's pretty, not superficial, but she's really putting a lot of work in her appearance and how she looks like. And I didn't say it for now, but every bedroom, not the guest bedrooms, but the bedrooms for the mermaid, vampire, and spellcaster, they all have their own bathroom. So I just thought it was pretty important for a big house like that. And they also have their own walk-in, each one of them. And I really like the bathroom of the mermaid. It looks super flashy and really detailed. I love the bath that I did, and also all the little clutter, pink clutter that I did. I really like it. And at some point during the build, I didn't know if I would be able to reach the 1 million in the end. So I went on Twitter again and asked for some tips to do a 1 million mansion. And some people told me that some items are really expensive, like the 14K fridge. I didn't know there was a fridge that was that expensive, but I used it like a lot. I used it in the kitchen. I used it in the party room, twice at the exterior because there's a kitchen in the exterior. I used it also where there's the bowling. And yeah, I used it a lot. I just thought it was, it's not cheating, it's an item that exists in the game, but I just felt like it was easier that way. And also, some people pointed out that the Get Famous toilet is really expensive too. I think it's 5K or something. So I used this bathroom, well, not bathroom, but this toilet a lot. I used the night statues. I think there's only one, but it costs 8K if I'm not mistaken. So I placed it on pedestals, like in some hallways. I just thought it looked great in a Colonial Mansion, and also it really helped me to reach the 1 million because I was a bit discouraged. I didn't know anymore if I would be able to make it. So thank you to everyone on Twitter that helped me with this build, not only for the advices to be able to make it to 1 million, but also for the overall theme of the build, as I was explaining at the beginning of this voiceover that is pretty long. It's really rare that I do a voiceover that is that long, so I hope you will appreciate it. And yeah, we are at the cinema because I really wanted to do a cinema in a big mansion like that. It's kind of necessary, I feel like, and you won't see it in the speed build, but I added some little tables at the side of each different sofa because I thought that they could put their food there if they have popcorn or something. I just thought it was a lovely idea. And there we are doing the spellcaster's secret room. I would probably lock it, but it's pretty different from the rest of the house. It's really magical and mysterious. I had a lot of fun doing it, but I thought it was very important for me to have that in the house that I wanted to play with. But as I said, it's pretty easy for you to delete it, and I really wanted you to be able to play with this build and have fun with it. And you probably noticed while I was doing the build that sometimes I was going in a new room and there was already an object there. It's because before I started the furnishing, because I had to do a little break between the moment when I was doing the floor plan and the moment when I started the furnishing, I placed an object that would remind me which room I wanted to put there because it's a pretty big floor plan and I didn't want to forget. So I had to do that because I knew that otherwise I would be lost. So I just did that. And there's a lot in this build and I really want to make sure that I point out everything that there is. So I did a very big list that is a complete page in my notebook. So in the first floor, and I'm not talking about the basement now, you have 2 living rooms. There's a knobby painting room, kind of. There's the greenhouse, the formal dining room, the family dining room, party room. There is the bedroom for the butler that I didn't mention, but you saw it already. And it's really sticked to the garage. And in the garage, you have 2 sets of laundry and also a bathroom that is specifically for the butler. I thought that he could have his own bathroom. I thought it was pretty important, even if there's a lot of different bathrooms in this house. Just want to point out that right now we're doing the vampire's bedroom that is really at the 6th level of the build. And yeah, I really like it. At first I was going for a gold and white black color scheme, but I thought that purple was perfect since I gave her a lot of makeup that was purple. And I figured that she probably really likes this color, so I just thought it was more like her if I did it like that instead of gold. But yeah, back to the things that we have in this house. In the second floor, you have 2 guest bedrooms, a gym, a massage room, the mermaid bedroom, and the spellcaster's one. And you also have 2 balconies, or 3 balconies, yeah, 3 different ones. Then when you go to the basement, the first level is evolved with 3 doors, so it's pretty difficult to access for people that aren't living there. Then after that you will have on another level the bowling room with 4 different alleys. You also have a karaoke and some arcade games. and then you have the cinema at the same level. After that, you go down again and you have the secret room for the spellcaster, and then the vampire's bedroom that has, of course, her own walk-in and also bathroom, sorry. So that's what we have in the house. And for the exterior, I really want it to be like a bit over the top like the rest of the house, so I included a lot of stuff there, and there's a lot of interesting stuff. So first of all, you have a labyrinth. It's not really complicated, but I just thought it looked great, and there's a lot of details and cool stuff there. You have a lot of different fountains. I did a kind of area that was for duels for the spellcaster because I really like this asset of the Realm of Magic pack, so I really wanted that in my backyard. There's also a gigantic pool, as you probably saw at the beginning of the video. Of course, there's a jacuzzi. There's an exterior bar, as I said, with the 14K fridge. And you also have a dining area with a kitchen that is outside. And you also have a little building, very small building that has a sauna. I thought it was very cool to include that as well. And that's pretty much it. There's a lot that you will be able to play with if you download this house and play with it. And also wanted to talk about what I cut in the speed build, so you won't be too confused if you saw that some things were missing. So I did cut one of the 2 guest bedrooms because they're almost exactly the same. I did cut all the bathrooms that weren't ensuite bathrooms of the 3 girls. I did cut also the butler's bathroom, of course. Some parts of the clutter in the exterior because I didn't want the video to be too long and I was at 40 minutes, so I had to cut it. I did cut a part of the landscaping because it was pretty repetitive. Also the floor plan and the time that I was figuring out what floorings and wallpapers I wanted to use, because like for the house or the style of the house that I wanted, it was pretty hard in my mind to find a color scheme that would fit my vampire that is pretty solitary and gloomy, as I said, and my mermaid that is pretty cheerful and really happy and that loves pink, blue, and yellow. So it was a bit tricky to find the best color scheme for my family. So I finally decided to go with a lot of black and also the woods that are really dark, but some of the wallpapers are, white and pink. So I think it's a pretty good compromise. Let me know what you think. And as you can see right now, we are doing the labyrinth part of the exterior. I really like what I did there. There's a lot of details, as I said, a lot of rocks, and also kind of a chess game. Of course, it's not an actual chess game because you can't really play with 2 parts that are like that. But, I thought it was cute and it looked great, so I did that. And I said literally everything that I had on my 4 pages of notes. I didn't think I would make 34 minutes with that, so I thought I would have more time to talk like in real time about the build. Turns out I didn't, but I think you can probably know what I was thinking and what I did, even if I didn't really specifically talk about every single object that I placed. I hope you like the build. I really like it, and even if I really enjoyed it, I'm pretty happy that I'm almost done because I can't wait to present it to you, and also because I'm gonna be able to move on to something else. I was pretty obsessed with this build this week. I was just thinking about it and what can I include? What can I do for it to reach 1 million? What can I put in the basement? And one night I didn't even sleep because I was too excited. I know it's a bit weird, but I'm a pretty crazy person when it comes to The Sims. But I know I'm not the only one. Please tell me I'm not, because otherwise I will be a bit sad, that I'm not normal. I guess. The actual video finishes at 40 minutes, and then after that it's going to be the screenshots. So if you're not interested in the screenshots, just stop watching at 40 minutes. And that is if you're still watching at 36, because, you know, it's pretty long, 36 minutes. I don't know if the majority of the people will be able to reach it that far. I wanted to talk a little about Star Wars, but since we only have 4 minutes, I'm not sure if I have enough time to cover this really intense topic. You know, the community is very divided right now, and I feel like most of the people aren't really thrilled with that new pack that is going to come out in September. I think there was like 60 dislikes this morning, and I don't remember how many likes, but there was a lot more dislikes on the trailer video. So I don't think it was a very good idea for them to do this pack. Personally, I'm not really excited about it. I have some cool build ideas that I think I will be probably able to do with this pack, and that is going to be like very different from what I do and challenging for me. So that is probably the only thing that is a bit exciting, but the aliens are scaring me, and I've never watched the movies, so I don't really know what Star Wars is about. And you know, I read the little things that are written on the Sims page. You know, there's always a blog post that is written there and that you can see like the key features of the pack. I read those and I thought it was more exciting that I was excited when I saw the trailer, but I don't understand everything that I read because, as I said, I never watched the movies, so I don't know whoever are the characters, and yeah, there's a lot of names that I didn't know what they meant, so it was pretty confusing. But for the gameplay, I'm not really interested to play with aliens, and I'm really sad that this world that is Batu will only be a vacation world, so you won't be able to live there. It's pretty disappointing in my opinion. Like, you know, you can do an alien from Sixam, but I don't know if you can do an alien from Batu or something like that. What I do know is that you can choose like if you want to go on the dark side or the bright side, I guess. So that's cool. But other than that, I don't know that much details, and the cast seems pretty uninteresting for me. Let me know what you think about it. I know that the community is mad because there's a lot of things in the base game that aren't really completed and lacking, as I was saying at the beginning of the video. And I think that's why this pack is not received well. You know, there's a lot of things that needs to be fixed, and then they give us a very niche pack that a lot of people don't want. I don't know if you saw, but there was a survey, I don't know by who it was done, but Star Wars pack was the things that there was almost no one that wanted. I think there was 22 choices and Star Wars was at the last place. So it's not really what we wanted, you know? And we basically have the proof that EA isn't listening to us at all. But yeah, I just wanted to give my little opinion about that. I think that's why the pack isn't received too well. There's too much to fix before giving us a pack that is so niche and that you can't really use in everyday gameplay. But yeah, I'm not really excited. I'm really curious to know if you are. Let me know in the comments, and I would really appreciate it if you left a like. As I said, I spent 18 hours on this build, and that is not counting the thumbnail, editing, and everything else. So it would be really appreciated if you left a like and maybe a comment. Give me your opinions about this build. I would be really curious to know what you think. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys here with the screenshots. I hope you liked this build and this video. If it's the case, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on social medias. All the links are down in the description, and you can also download this build on the gallery. My ID is KamilaYtb. So thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all an amazing day. Bye!
wish I could make you stay, cause baby I love you. Why you tryna break us up when I'm tryna build it up? I wish I could make you stop, cause baby I love you. Guess I'm gonna dance alone tonight. I'm gonna miss your body. You know I can never get it right without you. No, I don't wanna step into the light if I don't get you, shawty. You bring out the sweetness of my life. Oh yeah. Come on and give me that, give me that, give me that good, good loving. Come on and show me that, show me that, show me that you're the one. I move to the left while you move to the right. Why you tryna fight? Just come on and give me that, give me that, give me that good, good loving. Give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that. Give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that. Give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that. Give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that good, good loving. First you wanna come around, then you say you're leaving town. Everything is upside down.